So obviously you've made it past the thumbnail, so now you know that this is not for the faint of heart. We're going to talk about LeBron James, and we're going to see if we can educate the brother. And we're going to start right now. Hi, my name is Kyle, and welcome to The Conservative Take. Here we take culture, TV, movies, and politics, and we filter it to you the right way. And if you would like, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting that like button, and sharing with your friends. Also, if you want to support us, go to walkedaway.net, and you can make it known when you walked away. Now, this video is going to be kind of complex in a lot of ways because I'm kind of go around the block a little bit to make a straight point that LeBron James just is not that educated on several levels. One, he's not educated on the Breonna Taylor case situation, and he's not educated on the fact of the t-shirt he wore by any means necessary, that it doesn't really apply to what he thinks it applies to, because he is a staunch Democrat. And Malcolm X was not a big fan of Democrats. In fact, he said that you were a political chump if you were leaning that way and voting for them and throwing your support to a party that doesn't do anything for you. We're going to play that clip from Malcolm X back in 1964, and we're going to talk about the by any means necessary and how that's applicable to the hypocrisy that LeBron James is putting on display. Now, why are we picking on LeBron James? Why? Because LeBron James pretty much is a BLM advocate. He is a person who has limited education in terms of civil rights. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He advocates for hands up, don't shoot, even though that was proven wrong by Eric Holder and the Attorney General's office under Barack Obama. So, and he's spreading these false narratives that I just got to point out. No one else is going to call him on this because the media, well, they don't want to do that. They want to create division. They want to get people riled up. So if this can be a positive set of information going forward, then so be it. So anyway, this picture of LeBron, essentially him coming out of wherever he was coming out of, I don't care where he was coming out of, but he was wearing the Trump hat, not so Trump hat, which basically was a play on the Make America Great. It was crossed out and basically talking about a BLM message about Breonna Taylor. Now, who was Breonna Taylor? She was a person in Louisville, Kentucky, who was killed by a no-knock warrant, which was served by the district attorney, I believe, of Jefferson County in Louisville, Judge Mary Shaw. And essentially what happened was there was a situation where they suspected there were drugs activity in this house, and they served this no-knock warrant, which basically means they can just break the door down and they can just go on in unannounced. Also in plain clothes, I believe. And so essentially what happened was they go through the door, and the person in the house, his name was Kenneth Walker, fired first, hit one of the officers in the leg. They returned fire, shooting at least 20 times, hitting Breonna Taylor 8 times and killing her. And so, you know, that's the situation. And so to say that this was a racially motivated type of deal where the cops overstepped their bounds and killed a black person, or the fact that they were just overly aggressive and were just willy-nilly going through a house, shooting up the place. Well, there was a warrant, and the warrant, again, is a no-knock warrant, and that should be the core issue. So anyone who comes to me talking about Breonna Taylor and not mentioning the no-knock warrant, they really don't have much to talk to me about, because here you are, a person who has this warrant where they can go into a house. They use a battering ram, by the way, break in the house. The person in the house, what are you going to think? These people are not wearing uniforms, right? So whether they announce themselves or not, are you going to believe they're the cops? You have the right to defend yourself. So Mr. Walker shoots and the cops fire back, and then, you know, Breonna's killed. It's a tragic situation. No one can deny that. But to take anything further than that, I just think that's totally unfair, and it makes no sense from a logical standpoint. If anything, we need to deal with the no-knock warrant and whether or not that was worthy or is it legal. Go on that case, but don't go after the cops, because that's what that's their job. And so that's my position, and that's the position of people that I've heard on the internet who actually have a fair or impartial side of it. I know Tim Pool takes this position, and he is not a conservative by any stretch of the imagination. So there is that. So here we have LeBron James with misinformation again, and then pushing this narrative that really, to me, is not a racial thing. However, he does it. And of course, who he is, he has a lot of influence. And that's the exception I have. But then he has this shirt that says, by any means. And that implies by any means necessary, which was made popular by Malcolm X. And that was something that he had said regarding defending black people. That if we want justice by any means necessary, we can essentially go to violence if need be. That was what he was implying. That was the motto that he said in this particular clip. And I can play it right for you right here. Let's take a look at this right here.
And first, here in the United States, and bring about the freedom of these people by any means necessary. That's our motto. We want freedom by any means necessary.
So here he says, that's our motto. So he even says that himself. But anyway, getting to this point, what LeBron James doesn't know, or what he fails to understand, is that this same person, Malcolm X, was very, very opposed to Democrats, also Republicans too, but he really hammered the Democrats, especially considering how they put Kennedy in office, where basically the white vote was evenly divided, and it was the black vote that pushed him over the top. We've talked about this many times on this channel. The blue bomb, we mentioned it in the video dealing with the Southern strategy being a myth. Well, we talked about that in the video, and I'll leave a link to that below. So check that out. But anyway, here's the clip. It's about 2 minutes long. I want you to hear this, and we'll come back when it's over.
The whites were evenly divided. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first and they put you last. Because you're a chump. A political chump. In Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republicans. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you bash controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you, because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you are dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
And so I played the whole clip so you can see what he was saying. I mean, what he was saying was essentially that, look, and this is what we've been saying right now, that black people have a powerful power base that votes in one block. And at that time, it was 80%. Now it's like 93%. And so with that kind of power, nothing's changed in terms of nothing is happening coming back to the black community. Nothing's being done. The black vote is being taken for granted. We have a video, the 10 reasons why black people should not vote for Democrats. One of those reasons is this reason right here, that the black vote is taken for granted. I don't know how many times you have to say it. It's pretty obvious. And when you see Joe Biden pandering and lying and then saying, hey, you know, if you don't vote for me, then you're not black. I mean, just being a mischaracterization, basically saying that black people are drones who can't think for themselves, you know, talking about how black people are not diverse in thought. I mean, how insulting is that? But you know what? It doesn't matter, because Democrats can do whatever they want because they know black folk are going to vote for them regardless. However, this time around, it may be a little different. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little different. I think Trump's going to get at least double digits in the black vote, and that's going to be pivotal in areas like Michigan and Pennsylvania, Detroit and Philadelphia. And that's going to be the main thing there to help win those states for Trump. So with that, I know I jumped around a little bit, but I want to kind of look at LeBron James and say, hey, look, dude, man, you know, you need to shift your focus in terms of who you're blaming here, right? I mean, all this time you're talking about Trump, but really it's your own party that you're selling out to. You know, you were at Hillary's rally on her campaign, but have no idea what the Clinton campaign has done, the foundation has done, the Democrats in general have done or haven't done. And you were just totally really, really just disingenuous. And it's really sad to see, but I will call you out every single chance that I get on this channel. So if you like channels that take culture, TV, movies, and politics and filter it to you the right way, then please click the like and subscribe button, the bell icon, so you don't miss any future content. Please share with your friends. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. And also you can go to walkedaway.net to support this channel and also make it known when you first walked away. And as always, please click on some content that I have right here.